What's up, YouTube? I have a top 32 deck list from the most recent YCS over the weekend. I have Alex Dominguez here. This is his first YCS top. Now, what's really interesting about this top is the previous two YCSs in Remote Duel, he was 8-1 in both of them, and then unfortunately in both of them he lost the last two rounds. So, but in this one, he managed to get 28th in Swiss. He played his top 32 match. Unfortunately, he lost his top 32 match, but he's bringing you the spice. He's got a really solid list here right now. He is from America, definitely an up-and-coming player. Definitely watch out. This is not going to be his last YCS top. In fact, it'll be the first of many. Guys, enjoy the deck profile. Alex Dominguez, lead the way, bro.
What's up? How's it going? Thanks for having me, as always. Before I get to the deck profile, I just want to give a quick shout out. First shout out is to the broken code. I've done that in my other deck profiles with Jake, but it's really important for this deck, because in this deck we got all our opinions together, theorized for hours and days to really make a very interesting list that you'll see. So big shout out to Jake Quinsee, who's an amazing mentor and coach. Check him out on Metafy. He's pretty good. Also, Maximilian Ludwig, Ethan Spedding, Stephen Neal, Sean, Jamie Hunter, Luke Delaney, Dags, like all the guys. It's just crazy. All like really put their insights into the deck and really helped propel the deck to what it is now. So got kind of lucky throughout the Swiss as always, but top 32. Unlucky in top 32 where I faced Virtual, which is probably one of the worst matchups for this deck, because Shen Shen's a good card. But yeah, that's kind of most of it for shoutouts. Really big thank you to everyone that we've talked about. You guys know who you are, and yeah, the deck's pretty good.
All right, let's see it, man.
Let's see it. So for prank kids, we'll start off with Monster 2 Rocks.
Alex, what would you call this deck?
Oh man, this deck is it's probably it's probably not prank kids. No. It's probably like adventure, combo, access code, turbo, a little bit of everything.
All right, let's guys, whatever you think we should name this deck, leave it in the comments below, and if you're not subscribed already, click that subscribe button. All right, Alex, let's go.
It's insane. So yeah, 2 Roxy, 3 Fanzy, 3 Dropsies, 3 Lampsies. So if you guys checked out my top 8 regional deck profile from Jake's channel, if you haven't checked that out, because it's a little bit of a different insight to what this list is currently. We built this list specifically for the YCS, and if you want to kind of get a variety of what different lists look like, check that profile on Jake's channel. But basically same lineup. Some of us were cutting Roxy's in 2-1. I played 2 because I like to see kids. It's kind of important to see that sometimes. And that's really the main thing about it. Good cards.
Okay.
Good start. Wandering Griffin Rider and 3 Water Enchantress. Cards are really good. This engine's amazing. So many decks do what they need to do in life. So just insane, really. Yeah, this card is really good sometimes by itself to go into Verte if you hard draw it. So super solid. Continuing on with monsters, we're gonna see a lot of hand traps. The hand trap lineup is unique and specific to the event, as I mentioned. We played 3 Nibiru. We thought Nibiru was not respected enough, and a lot of people will play into it. And this card was really good for me. Again, super nice. 3 Ash, because this hand trap is still good after all these. Gives you a lot of versatility, gives you a lot of coverage. Stops Fusion Destiny, stops the Water Enchantress, so it's really good. 3 of the Ash Mini Ghost Spell, stops Water Enchantress, which is what makes this card insane now. Stops DP in Graveyard, and can stop the Scythe if they are just using Scythe effect. So it's in Graveyard, which is really good. I then played 2 ogre. Would have played 3. I couldn't find the third, if I'm being completely honest. This card's really good because it stops the Fateful Adventure that you'll see later. So it's card's really, really good. It's also really good versus like Dragon Link, which was very, very heavily represented at the YCS. And you hit boot with this boot sector launch, and it's really, really strong. Then 2 Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. Shout out to the Broken Code guys, Jake and Luke. Jake really was a big fan of this card. I only played 2 because I only own 2, but definitely would play this at 3. This card's really, really good. Just everyone's link summoning in this deck. If you just fix your hand, you get to see other hand traps, and you get to go off. It's really, really good. So it's insane. Big fan. And then the last 2 monsters are 2 Effect Veilers. Very good. You want to see this. It's always live, drawing off pranks. So just a really good hand trap to draw. It's still good. Gives you a lot of coverage. So those are like the monster hand trap lineups. Really strong. Now we'll go into the spells. So 3 Prank Kids Place or Casa. And then Terraforming. So really, we were thinking about cutting Terraforming. Did out after a while, and we're saying I play because of the deck size. So all really good cards. Yeah, Place is just insane. If they have monsters on field, you could chain block for the majority of your combo. So I played 2 Pandemonium. I really like playing it at 2 because you'll see a card that I'll show you in a second. And also just hard drawing this is really good because sometimes they imperm the doodle. Yep. And then instead of searching the pranks, you'll send the pranks, add it back after the second doodle. So it's just good to hard open it sometimes. Pranks, really good. Nothing else. Thunder Dragon Fusion, really, really, really good. Super strong. Love this card. Worst comes to worst, you'll pitch it with after you use Fateful, and then the turn after you can start seeing kids if you're missing them. Crazy, crazy card. Instant Fusion. I wish this card was at 3. This card's so good. Yeah, just so good in this deck. Right of Adamasier. Super good. That's what makes Water Transmissions amazing. Token generation helps to chain block with this card, Fateful Adventure. Only playing 1, so super good. You can chain block to add the Draco back. So super standard in terms of that. Really good though to chain block all the kids. Yeah. That's what makes this engine so good. Then here comes a little bit of spice. So main decked 2 Crossout Designator to accompany the 1 call by. This card was absolutely insane. It's super overperformed. Crossout Designated my opponent's droplets. I cross out the mirror for right. It's just insane. A lot of people are on Adventure, so this card's insane. A lot of people are playing Prank Kids, so this card's just so good. This card is super undervalued, and people did not really play around it at all. It's so good this whole tournament. So 1 droplet for that, and then 1 Infinite Permanence. These cards are good in general. And we want to make sure we had coverage for Crossout. And this basically, Crossout is what got me into Top Cut, really. I crossed out my opponent's droplet in the final round of Swiss, and that's what won me the game. Nice. So yeah, it's insane. Alright, so that's for the main deck. Extra deck now.
You play 49 main.
49 main, yes. It ended up working out at the end. 1 Mew, unfortunately, but 1 Mew. 2 Doodle. 1 Bow. 1 Rocket Ride. 1 Weather Washer. 1 Butler. Yeah, all pretty standard, really good. These cards are all good. Super fun. I probably summoned Rocket Ride the least out of all these, really. Besides that, they're all so nothing too crazy about these.
Yeah.
All right, this is where the list starts to differ from the region deck profile that we've posted. So I played 2 Link Spider. We expected a lot more Nibiru. This card is really good. It helped me play through 3 hand traps versus a Dragon Link player because of this playing 2 of these. So it's quite insane. Big fan. And then of course the Verte for that. You'll see in the side deck that we'll get to soon, but I'm main decking the extra deck Starmie Venom. There's a lot of really good decks out there called Dragon Link and Fan Knights that we're aware of with a side deck card. Unicorn, access code. And the last 2 cards are extremely spicy and are very unique. But it's Celine and Hockey Fibrax combo. Yeah. It's we're playing a lot of hand traps a lot. So if you just have the token from right and a tuner from hand that you can normal summon, you can just quickly go for game with the Veilers that are in the main deck. So it's super good. This card is still a problem card. Yep. And it gives you that back seat to attack for game.
Nice.
Super good. All right, let's go for the side. We're playing 1 Twin Twister. So we're playing cross out. In the regional, Twin Twister was a card that basically won my opponent the game versus me. So I wanted to have this in there for cross out. It's also good versus back row, of course. 2 Cosmics, good versus back row, and cross out, but still good versus back row. So there's that. This is insane card. 3 Super Polymerization card is pretty nice. As you saw, Starving Venom, but also in the mirror, you can just start taking their field away and playing your own game. So it's really good. Big fan. Love that card at 3. Side at 3, Lancia. Very good. This is what kind of helps you against like tough matchups like Flunderies and big fan of this one. Huge fan. And this card is cards in the game evenly matched. Make sure that when your opponent has 15 cards, 5 in hand, 10 on field, that you can evenly match them and ensure that you can get back into the game after they. So very good, especially when people end on token. It's a very scary card. And then this last card was one of my favorite of the entire weekend. It's a shared ride. So again, when my opponent's combo, we want to make sure that they share the ride of comboing. So we draw a couple cards here and there. Card's really good. It also overperformed over the weekend. It was insane.
Yeah, so how did you find the deck overall? Was there anything you change? Any ratios that you would change if you had the cards available? I know because the deck, like the list was finalized like last minute, you couldn't really get the cards.
Yeah.
But like if you could, what would you make different?
Definitely, I would play 3 of this card right here. I'd play 3 of that card in the main. This card was so good. I played cross out with the call by. Yeah, this card's and then I would play the 3rd Phantasme. Just so good to draw into your other hand traps, and it fixes your hand. Like if you, a lot of times you just don't see a prime, and you sometimes need that.
Yeah.
And it allows you to dig in further. So I definitely would play 3 cross outs and then the 3rd Phantasme as well.
Okay, nice. All right, sweet.
Yeah.
Alex, congrats on your top 32 YCS top cut. Enjoy it. I'm sure you're buzzing. And all right, look after yourself. All right, guys, if you haven't clicked that subscribe button already, click that subscribe button now. All right, see you in the next video. Bye.
Peace.